I don't know. Maybe the theme of the week could be the banged-up teams you don't expect to have much of a chance to go ahead and win, as we saw on Thursday night with Mac Jones becoming a 3-0 backup quarterback for the now 4-1, having won 2 of 3 division games already on the road at Seattle and at the Rams, San Francisco 49ers. That's what we saw on Thursday night. Now, TJ even mentioned in the first block that what happens when the other guys get back, they're only going to be better. What can you tell me about the other guys now that we're through 5 weeks? Kittle's IR stint could be over. There's Ayuk maybe around the corner, and then the other guys that are hurt. What can you tell me about the Niners, who now look terrific and positioned?
Well, in the early portion of the week, it sounded like Juwan Jennings and Ricky Pearsall at least had a shot to play on Thursday, which would indicate that those are probably not long-term injuries for them. With Brock Purdy, he obviously aggravated that injury on the bottom of his toe and just wasn't able to make it back. We'll see if he's able to get back next week, but no IR in that case. It's not long-term for Brock Purdy either. Kittle, you're right. I know the optimism was that once he went on IR that he'd get back pretty closely after that IR stint is up. Brandon Ayuk remains a bit of a mystery because even through the offseason, that was a significant injury. That just wasn't just your regular old ACL 8 to 9 month recovery. It was going to be a long haul for Brandon Ayuk. It doesn't sound like he's close at this point. Maybe sometime in November, potentially you could get him back. And then obviously you got a bunch of guys like Nick Bosa that are not going to be back this season. I mean, it's a credit to Kyle Shanahan and Robert Saleh to go out last night, because for Kyle, with a backup quarterback in Mac Jones, who's playing like the guy that a lot of people thought was going to be the number 3 overall pick back in 2021 to San Francisco, he's shown exactly why Kyle really liked him through the pre-draft process. He's a better athlete than people give him credit for, at least when that brace isn't digging into his knee and calf and causing the types of issues that he was having last night, where it looked like he was doubled over about to lose his dinner on the sideline there. He's playing at a really, really high level here. And that's, Kyle's gotten him ready. He's thrown to a bunch of guys. I mean, think about who he's throwing to last night, Rich, beyond Christian McCaffrey, who's doing most of his damage through the air. Demarcus Robinson was suspended at the start of the season. Sky Moore wasn't on the roster. Kendrick Bourne was not on the roster, and Marcos Valdes-Scantling was not on the roster. So you're literally a bunch of guys who weren't even around in camp, and Mac Jones was throwing to backups, and you're just kind of, patching this thing together. And at least on those first couple of drives last night, they looked like this was a real team. It's harder to sustain that over the course of time, just like Robert Saleh's got his work cut out for him. I mean, he's playing 5 or 6 rookies on that side of the ball, and lo and behold, it's Alfred Collins throwing one of the best punches you'll ever see. Initially hits Kyron Williams, if you noticed, in the face mask, and then still has the velocity to follow through and punch the football out. That was an unbelievable play by a young guy. Saul is one of the best that there is in this game. I guarantee that he's happy that we're talking about the game and not a post-game interaction like the week before, which, by the way, you want to know what was said there, Rich? Because I've talked to people who were around that back and forth with Saul and Liam Cohen. Literally, the conversation was, as Liam's walking by, Robert Saleh says, "Hey, it was a compliment." And Liam says, "I have nothing to say to you." Keeps walking. Saleh just is a little irked because he's brushing him off like that, and he just goes, "It was a compliment, dude." And that's where Liam turns back and goes full, Will Smith, keep my name out of your mouth. That's it. That was the entire interaction. I think that Saleh probably won't use the phrase sign stealing again, but Liam Cohen's doing a really good job. Saleh took the high road, said, "Hey, I really respect everything they're doing. The Jaguars are playing well." Saleh had those guys ready to go last night, man, against the tough Rams offense, and LA just never totally seemed to be in sync in that game.
Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.